Job interviews can be rather nerve-wracking and scary, but with proper preparation and execution, they don't have to be. Job interviews are the best way for you to learn about a company and for the company to learn about you. The most important part of job interviews are your preparation and execution. You need to present yourself properly, as I believe the interviewing process is the most important part of landing any job, big or small. Being a student of University of Cincinnati's College of Engineering, I am required to participate in the co-op program. So I have faced my fair share of job interviews, and I will face a lot more throughout my college career. So today, I would like to demonstrate to you how to properly perform in a job interview through a few very simple but very important steps. First, by preparing for the interview. Second, by being confident in yourself during the interview. And third, by having appropriate follow-up to the employer. So first, I will talk about some of the best ways to prepare for an interview. The first thing you want to do is to research the company and what you would bring to it. Find out exactly what the company does and prepare some intuitive questions to ask at the end of the interview. Next, you want to practice your interviewing skills. The best way to do this would be practice with yourself in the mirror or even with a friend asking you questions that you can find online with a quick Google search. This photo from Shutterstock.com depicts the best way to practice for an interview just by speaking to yourself in the mirror and seeing what you look like as you talk. As you're talking in the mirror or to a friend, make sure you practice your elevator speech. Your elevator speech is what you say at the beginning of an interview to introduce yourself and any attributes that you may bring to the company. The last thing you want to do is to make sure you become very familiar with your resume. As the employers are going through the resume, they're going to ask you anything about it, and if they ask you about something that happened a while ago, you're going to have to know how to answer that question. Lastly, you want to make sure that you're on time to the interview. On time means 10 to 15 minutes early, and you need to make sure that you prepare what you want to wear the day before the interview. So now that you understand how to properly prepare for an interview, I would like to share some tips for the actual interview itself. So second, I will talk about the importance of staying confident during your interview. So the first and most important thing of confidence is to look nice and dress appropriately. So appropriate attire really depends on the line of work or company. For example, if you are interviewing to be a camp counselor, you don't want to come in a suit and tie. That just wouldn't fit. And if you were going to be interviewing to work at a bank, you don't want to show up looking like this guy in the swag shirt on this graphic that I found on the budget online, which just shows the do's and don'ts of what to wear for an interview. Also, according to Allison Doyle, a job search expert for the Balanced Careers, she said in April 2020 that men should wear a suit and tie, and girls should wear a blouse with dress pants or a nice dress. The next thing you want to make sure you do during the interview to maintain confidence is maintain a good body language, which means make sure you have good posture, sitting straight up and leaning a little bit forward. Leaning a little bit forward shows interest in who you're talking to. Next, you want to make sure you speak with your hands. According to Madeline Burry, who's also a job search expert for the Balanced Careers, she said in January 2020 that speaking with your hands is very important, and stopping natural motions that you may have may come across as very awkward. Next, you want to make sure you maintain eye contact with the interviewers. According to Lisa Finn, a writer for Quran.com, eye contact shows that you are very interested, and the employers will appreciate that very much. Bad eye contact is seen as disrespectful. Also, you need to make sure you remember to speak honestly and truthfully. According to Allison Doyle, who I mentioned earlier, interviewers find honesty respectable and reassuring. So you want to make sure that you aren't tempted to embellish on your accomplishments, as it may be tempting, and a lot of people tend to do that. Just need to make sure you focus on your true strengths and qualifications. So now that you know some of the best ways to stay confident in yourself in an interview, the final and most important step is what you do after the interview. So third, I would like to tell you the best way to represent yourself and your passion for the company after the interview has taken place. So first, you want to make sure that you write a follow-up thank you email or letter. According to Susan P. Joyce, an online job search expert for JobHunt.com, you want to thank them for their time and reassure your interest in the company and organization. You also need to mention that you look forward to hearing from them in the future. This cartoon from ToughBite.com just shows someone writing a thank you email. Interviewing is an essential part of gaining employees for any company. The next time you find yourself in a job interview, just remember these 3 steps. First, ensure that you are properly prepared. Second, that you remain confident in yourself. And third, remember to follow up with the interviewer that you spoke with. In the end, setting yourself up to do well in an interview is the key to landing the job that you want. These interviews can be scary, but with confidence and preparation, it is doable for anyone.